Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you sound good. You sound good. Yes, yes. We
Okay,
are
I
back
switched
on the air.
ports.
Oh, I'm sorry, we live. You switch
Sorry.
ports. Oh no, we good, man. You good. It's a little static going on, but
We're a
fuck
work
it.
in progress, people.
Let's just roll with it. Let's just roll with it. We don't have any viewers yet, but that's how it is when you got a dog shit channel. But anyway, for the people that's going to listen to it later, what's up? This is Scram Punks episode 24 on Dirt Griggity channel. Yes, MM2K is still missing in action. I don't know where he is, but I
I'm
hope
still
he's
hunting
okay.
him. He's out there in the wastelands or wherever the fuck he lives.
Exactly. Yeah, man. So of course, I have the lovely. Okay, I shouldn't say lovely. That's not the right adjective for a bunch of dudes. When there's a bunch of dudes in here, so I would say we have my boy Nethus up in here. What's up, Nethus? What's going on with you, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. Finally got videos up on my channel again after you hammered me about that one. And, there's a lot of good stuff to talk about, particularly to the Sony side. But, sometimes even if you're an Xbox guy, Nintendo guy, whatever, you got to give praise to the competition when they do good.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. You have to. You can't say shit like these are fabricated stats. You can't do shit like that. It's just not. It makes you look stupid. Yeah, man. I've been checking out some of your videos. They've been pretty good. I really enjoyed them. And TRS is finally back, man. What's up with you, TRS?
What's going on, man? TRS Fusion Wolf, aka TRS the Arena. Just still enforcing my slogan, man. I just want a good game. Proud to be back on the set with you guys.
Cool.
I have to agree about the whole PlayStation Xbox thing. I like both sides. I'm interested in learning more about what's going on with the PlayStation 5, if anyone knows anything.
Oh, yeah. Now, is he going in and out, or is it my mic? I mean, or is it my
I'm hearing you going in and out.
Yeah, I think it's TRS to a slight degree, but we're a work in progress. We're going to keep rolling with it.
Damn, this shit. All right, so something that I forgot to do last week, but my boy MM2K will always do, ask the panel what they're playing currently. What about you, Neth? What are you playing at the moment?
What am I playing at the moment? That's always a fantastic question. Let's see. I've been playing Battlefield with Zaire and the team there, and I've been playing some Red Dead as well. Getting close to that, Chapter 5, almost there, and yeah, I'm basically just waiting for other new games to come out. Like February has Anthem, and I cannot wait for that.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, the Anthem looks pretty damn good. Damn good. So yeah, you're in Chapter 5 in Red Dead. You got about another 30 hours. About another 30 hours to go.
Exactly.
What about you, TRS?
Do a brief description of what I'm doing, as long as people can hear me, because I know I'm cutting in and cutting out on the whole Destiny thing. Jumping back on that since the new DLC, and I hate to disappoint you, Dirk, but I have to let you know a new team is coming. It's called the Troll Patrol. One day I'm going to tell the story of the creation of the Troll Patrol, but it has a lot to do with those harassing people on Fallout 76.
The Troll Patrol, huh? All right. Troll
cut in and out, get heard.
No, you actually sounded clear there.
Yeah. If anybody's familiar, like people, well, the new 76 now allows you to attack people whether they want to fight. And a few of us have gotten a little.
Fallout?
Yeah, Fallout. Yeah,
shit.
Yeah. That's so we're gonna create the Troll Patrol, man. We're going after all the trolls, man. It's gonna be beautiful.
Hey, sounds good to me, brother. Now, this is not going to be one of those 3-hour podcasts. I'm not a big fan of 3-hour podcasts. A little bit too long. We're going to keep it short and sweet. So let's get right to it, right? The PlayStation 4, the dominant PlayStation 4. Sony announced, a couple days ago at CES that they've sold 91 million PlayStation 4s. That's crazy, right? I mean,
yeah.
What do you guys think about this? Because I think it's absolutely phenomenal. Even though I'm a diehard Xbox guy, you can't sit there and say, yeah, the numbers aren't true. No, man, this is real, man. The shit is impressive.
I'm gonna have to stop you there, Dirt. As soon as you said, I'm a diehard Xbox fan, you started giving praise to Sony. Kratos out of nowhere.
Oh, shit, I just seen this shit.
You rang? Did you ring?
Who's your master, man? Yo, what's up, brother? Man, don't come here starting no shit, man. I would truly appreciate it.
Hey, I'm on my good behavior today.
No, man, but I was just saying, man, I mean, it's totally, man, listen, it is impressive. And I did a video a couple days ago pretty much saying how I'm more impressed with the PlayStation 4 than I am with the PlayStation 2 and the Wii. I'm going to tell you why, because I really feel that the PS2 wasn't all gaming. I mean, only gamers bought the PlayStation 4. Like, to me, the PlayStation 2 was half gamers, half people buying their first DVD player. And we all know that was just old ass people and other shit like that. So what the PS4 is doing, man, is absolutely incredible. You guys thought, like, Neff, like, go ahead. What you think about this, man?
Yeah, just exactly what you just said. I'm shocked that the PS4 is essentially going to end up doing PS2 type of numbers. Like, they're going to only approach that at this point, and they may even outsell the Wii, which you brought up earlier. The Wii, it was a very gimmicky console. People basically bought it. I remember I bought it as a kid when I was like, I think in third grade or something, because of motion controls. Like, motion controls was a huge thing that blew my mind back then. And the PS2, we gotta admit, the PS2 was a fantastic console. But a big reason people bought that was for being a DVD player. Not to hate on the console, it was a fantastic console. It had some of the best games ever. But a DVD portion of it was a huge sale. The PS4, though, none of those things are there. The PS4, it doesn't have a 4K Blu-ray player or anything like that. It's not there for its media. It's just a gaming console first. And the fact that it's selling like this, that just shows how strong the console industry really is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's fantastic for every gamer.
Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly.
I totally agree with that. And I'll add to it. At this point in time, every single year that the PlayStation has been on the market, it has been leading. It has been outpacing the PS2. Now the PS2, as we know, I mean, that console, I mean, they were still selling that console after the PS3, a couple of years after the PS3 had already launched. So, we just don't know. But it's not about necessarily getting the gross number of sales that PS2 did, because, I mean, we eventually want to move on. We don't want to be like with the PS3 and the PS2 and guys are still buying PS2 when the PS3 is on the market. We do want to move forward because we all know that anytime you have a long stagnation of the old stuff, that hinders the new stuff. Right. So when the PlayStation 5 come out, yes, I would like a year or two of that cross-pollination, but after that, I want them to take the PS4 out in the bushes, shoot it, and dead it so we can focus on the future. I do not want to have it where it's kind of like, well, you got a slightly better looking games here than what's on the PS4, and they have to do that because they got this. No, I don't want that. But that's just me as a selfish gamer. But, kudos for Sony. They played their hands right this generation. It could have been anybody's generation. Last generation, they made the same mistakes that pretty much Microsoft made this generation. It's crazy how they flip-flopped in the mistake that they made. But, I think now, I do think that Sony has a formula that they're going to stick with, and I don't think that they're going to be too risky in the future to risk that install base. They have about 100 million, close to 100 million people in their pockets, and I'm going to tell you, there's a close to 100 million people that are already dedicated to the PS5 because they've been satisfied by what was given to them this generation. We're all looking forward to Spider-Man 2. We're all looking forward to God of War 2 and the next Naughty Dog game and the next The Last of Us and all these other games. We're all looking for those sequels.
Horizon Zero Dawn too. Yeah,
exactly. Right. We're all looking forward to those things. So they pretty much already sold us on that, and that's what you're supposed to do, right? So I don't think they have a lot of hard work for them to do, but they can't be complacent because again, we shown over and over, when you get complacent, that's what happened with Microsoft, right? They got complacent, and Sony reversed what they did the previous generation, and they won.
Hey, Jay, you know what? Not only did Microsoft do it, and Sony did it with the PS3, Nintendo did it with the Wii U.
Yes.
Like the Wii sold like crazy. They said, Then also, the Sega Genesis, remember, it didn't sell as much as the Super Nintendo, but the Sega Genesis was a success.
It was.
Then they came out with that Saturn, man, and really just killed the damn Sega brand, man. So
Yeah.
In that situation, right? You had the Sega of America versus the Sega Japan, and they're making two different decisions.
Absolutely.
So they ended up with the Sega Saturn, but they also had the 32X here in the US because Japanese wanted to focus on the next gen, and the America wasn't quite ready. They just wanted a small bump, and so that fucked it up for everybody. And then making decisions with the Dreamcast disc, going with the CD based system versus the DVD, that hurt. So,
and the PS2 just absolutely killed the Dreamcast.
Yes, and
PS2
so
murdered it. But
we again, kudos for Sony for doing everything right. I think they've did what they were supposed to do, and they've shown why they deserve the credit and why it's okay to applaud these guys. Nobody should sit back and feel like they have to shut up. It's okay. Last generation 360 got all the praises. It deserved it. They had the better multiplayer, the better games. The cost was there. Everything went right for them. But what Microsoft has to do now, obviously, is learn from their mistakes now and try to go hard and heavy for next year and just correct them. That's all you have to do.
Absolutely. Microsoft has to try more than ever because honestly, like Dirk Griffin brought up, every company has a really fucked up console generation.
Yes.
Sega with their Saturn, Sony, the PS3 to an extent.
Nintendo,
the PS3 was still very
everybody.
successful.
Yeah.
It was a very successful console nonetheless. And, Microsoft with the Xbox One right now, we can see those sales are just, a lot of people don't even want to believe those sales. That's how bad it is. But I wouldn't know about on Twitter about it. But the thing is, this is the worst console generation you could fuck up on because we're in the day and age of the digital games, the digital library age. Because let's be honest, Kratos, let's be honest, Dirt, everyone here in the panel, the PS5 more than likely is going to be fully backwards compatible with the PS4.
Right.
Meaning you can take your games with you to the PS5 more or less day one. Just imagine that. It's not a battle of which console do I choose. It's now a battle of, well, what ecosystem do I choose? Do I go with the ecosystem I've been on, the one where I've had all these games, 100 million people are already there, or do I go to a brand new ecosystem and start over? You see, this is the worst generation Microsoft really could have fucked up because now you have all these consumers, over 100 million of them by the time the next consoles come out, and they're already dedicated to the PlayStation ecosystem.
Yeah.
You're right. The hardest thing to do, I hate to say it, but the hardest thing to do is to get people who are comfortable in the ecosystem and get them to switch to a whole different ecosystem. That's the hardest thing to do.
There's always an unless.
Yes.
Unless Sony fucks up like with some PS3 kind of shit, because think about it. PS3 was backwards compatible too initially, and people didn't give a fuck.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
So I would say that with the problem with the PS3, it was a couple of things, right? One was the price, and two, because of the whole architect. I think, like I said, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, they all fuck up and learn from their mistake. I think they all know moving forward, you can't like when it comes to backward compat, like even Sony knows this shit gotta be easy, right? You can't make this shit like what you did with the PS3, because you definitely gonna fuck up again. So I think like Credo said, like trying to get people to leave what they're already comfortable with, and Neff also pointed out, it's the games that, like, I'm not gonna lie, like when you look at what Sony's possibly can have, like Spider-Man, I fucking love that game. I still play it. Like, so if it's telling me the next Spider-Man is gonna be exclusive, I'm definitely gonna get the fucking PlayStation. It is what it is. Because I'm not gonna lie, Sony really did put out some good ass fucking games, which I wanna see sequels to. So it's like, even as an Xbox guy, I'm definitely gonna get the next PlayStation because I know they're gonna continue to put out another Spider-Man game. Like they're gonna if Ghost of Tsushima is successful, they're gonna go ahead and do a sequel. Yes. So they kind of did put themselves in a position where you're like, you want more of the certain type of games that they have. So because of that, people are going to jump on board too. Like, so
you listen, you're 1,000% right. I saw somebody say it in these terms, and I totally agree with it. Microsoft has the games you'll take, but PlayStation has those games that you want, and that has to be corrected. But in another thing is, and I want you guys to chime in on this. Xbox is in a position now where you don't necessarily have to buy a Xbox console in order to enjoy the ecosystem. So how is that going to play a big factor with next generation going on?
I didn't see my problem with that. I never liked that. If they're gonna do that, you gotta at least like there has to be you have to give people a reason to buy it. There has to be an exclusive that's not gonna be on PC, nothing else, right? Even if you're gonna do like play like I don't like me. There has to be like an extent of certain games that you want to keep exclusive to the box. That's gonna make people buy that, right? Because we know not everybody's gonna be a PC person, but if you want to keep doing this play anywhere stuff, it can really be detrimental at some point. Also, like, but I do think Xbox needs to have like a solely exclusive to the box to give it its identity. Like, yeah, you can play other games, but these are hardcore games. Like, I always felt like Gears shouldn't have been on PC. Games like Halo, right? Your big time games should stay on the box, right? That give you your identity. But the rest, fuck it, put it on PC.
But the problem with that though, right? You got two issues from what I'm looking at. Is Microsoft is trying to sell me a $500 console, an Xbox 2, an Anaconda. They're trying to sell me this. But at the same time, Phil has spent the last year trying to tell me that it doesn't matter what device I play on or where I play, as long as I play the games. And then knowing Game Pass is going to any and everything, what incentive is there for me to spend another $500? So I can spend that $500 on the PS5 or a new Nintendo and just get Game Pass and just play on my PC.
And I think they'll be all right with that as long as you spend $10 a month. Now,
they may. But guys, if I hate to say it, right, but they are in the market to sell you hardware as well, or else they wouldn't make it. I don't see them just making another powerful console just to say we're making it. We really don't care. Of course they.
I'm gonna be honest with you, J-Dub. That's what I think, because they got the money to do that shit. I'm like, look, they know people gonna want that. Not everybody's gonna be on PC, right? Yeah. So for them, it's like we're gonna make a powerful console for those that's gonna buy a powerful console. Either way, at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
They have nothing to lose because one, it doesn't matter where you play that, as long as they get that revenue. So those that's gonna buy, the Anaconda, it's whatever. Like they might probably sell probably 10 million. They'll be satisfied with that. But at the end of the day, as long as the software is doing great to make up for that number, they're probably gonna be like, fuck it, we'd rather sell 10 million.
Hey,
but the R&D for that has to be a couple of $1 billion. I mean, it has.
Yeah, no, it is.
I don't see them saying, okay, we'll spend $2 billion and just basically throw it away. But I mean, guys, they're gonna have to have some hell of a games to. I hate to say it. They're gonna have to have
and that's what the studios are really for. They really do hope the studios can put out with those quality games. Because at the end of the day, even though you may have a PC, a lot of people just buy a console just for the convenience, just the casual crowd or whatever. They don't want to look at all that shit.
90 million PlayStations. I know. I mean, that's people love consoles. I mean.
The console industry is still strong, but honestly, Kratos, to answer your question, the reason they do the play anywhere in my hands question, I think it just shows their confidence in what they can do. I think they're so shy and scared of just making exclusives for just only the Xbox again and having these games flop or whatever, that they just put them everywhere, and they want to just build an ecosystem of you're always connected to wherever you are. You are out and about, you play your game on your phone, you're on your PC, you play it right there. You got a PlayStation 5, whatever, you still game on your phone or you game on your PC or whatever. Like, they want to stay connected with you, but they don't want to force you to buy a console because they're afraid the console won't do good enough. I guess the Xbox One numbers really have them shook.
Nichols, if they don't have confidence in their product, we won't have confidence. Yeah. And here's the thing, right? Yes, Sony has sold 91 million consoles, but the reason the bigger part of that is they sold pretty much 900 million games, copies of software. That goes hand in hand, right? That's more software than PlayStation 2 has ever sold its entire lifetime. That's more than PS3 has sold. That's more than any company has ever sold in the software. And those are like iPhone app numbers. They're pushing in that territory. So that means not only are PlayStation guys buying the hardware, but they've bought shitload of games.
Hey, one thing, I don't think people really realize why gaming isn't going anywhere. As a guy my age, 42 years old, right? I said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. when I was a kid, it was just kids playing gaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't too many parents playing gaming then. Then obviously I grew up, and I was still gaming. That's when those like mature games started to come, and then my kids playing games, and eventually my grandkids be playing games. So gaming isn't going anywhere, right? And PlayStation 4 selling all of that software, like you just said, J-Dub, it's all gamers, like whether they're casual or hardcore. It's gamers. Like the PS2 never got no numbers like that. Neither did the PS3 or the 360. Man, it's all gamers playing this shit. It's only gonna get better.
Yeah.
And hey, y'all, let's not forget about my boy TRS. Man, I even get your opinion about these PS4 sales. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about that, because the whole time you guys were going through this, I was trying.
Oh shit.
My other PC, but it doesn't go in and out and cut in like it's doing. I don't know if you guys can still hear that, but
Oh yeah.
I just say that me personally, as an Xbox player, I'm pretty excited about what's going on with PS4 and PS5, just because I'm seeing the change. I'm starting to see the change that had me originally as a pony, as you guys would say nowadays. And what I'm trying to do is.
Hey, see,
Oh, yeah, you're going in and out.
PSN quality mics. All right, let's go.
It's the busted laptop that I'm using now, so that's why I think that's why it's doing.
It's all right, man. I know they
PC
still sold like compacts and shit. It's all right. Hey, so let's go to the next topic, man, because we don't have no super long podcast. So The Last of Us 2. Let me talk to J Dub. I'm glad you went here because like what's this guy on Twitter? I forgot his name. Like what was his name? Some guy that works for Naughty Dog is pretty much they're still hiring.
Yes.
So what does that mean to you? Do you think that means 2020 for The Last of Us 2?
No. I think a lot of times you have that. For one, they're working on another game. Naughty Dog is working on another game, which is supposed to take place of the Uncharted series. And then two, they do have, after you create the game, you still have a lot of polishing you have to do. You still need engineers to clean up the audio, to sync stuff, to, add this and that, and add that extra glare. If there's a polish expert that you need for, HDR, someone that's an expert in HDR, then you hire them and sign them to a contract or whatever to finish off this. I don't think The Last of Us is going to come out until the fall of this year. It'll probably be the last title of the year that kind of go out with a bang. But it's okay. It's not like they're saying, hey, we need a whole team of people to come help us with this game. Because the last time we heard from Naughty Dog, they said that they just finished the hardest part of the game, which was the ending, and it was emotional for them for doing that. So it tells us what state that the game is in. That means it's playable from beginning to end. Now, obviously, it's gonna take them pretty little bit more than a half a year to get that thing polished, fix all the bugs, get the sound right, get the assets right, get everything else that they possibly can. Possibly, and this could be a thing too, right? Possibly help us to be able to get this thing to run even better on the next generation platform dev kits. Because we all believe, and I think I can speak for everybody on here, we do know that The Last of Us 2 in some form or fashion will be playable on the PS5, whether it's through forward compatibility or through a remaster or something like that. It's just going to have to. That's just kind of what
wait for that shit. I'm telling you. I'm an Xbox dude through and through, but the Last of Us, God of War,
yes,
2 of my most favorite games of all time. I got to be honest with you, man.
Yeah. And it goes back to what I said, man. Hardware is good, but people do not come until the games come. Look, last generation with the PS3.
Well, there are exceptions.
People did not come out
this generation. The beginning of the generation, they picked up the PS4 before they had great games. So there's an exceptions, right?
You're right, but you got to realize, right? It had that namesake behind it. You had. The PS3 ended really strong. It ended with some really good games.
That it did. It did.
Killzone 3 to The Last of Us. It finished off strong, whereas the Xbox 360 kind of finished off weak.
Absolutely.
And so that we have to take that into account for that. But I can say that we all know PlayStation is a worldwide brand versus a North American and European brand. Yeah. So it appeals to more people. The content it proves it. These games they got a game for everybody. They got a knack. They got a you know,
Hey,
some
hold on a second.
that Dream Daddy. They got something where, you know, if you swing on that side. Hey, real talk. You swing on that side of the fence, Sony got you covered. It doesn't matter. They got something for you.
Hey, yo, Jay, the whole thing. Hey, yo, TRS, man, that buzzing is getting louder, bro. Is the way you can mute it? Yeah, that like mute it like till you ready to talk.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Mute your mic until you're ready to talk.
Like you don't like my chilling sounds.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, it's like
we don't like your 80s TV antenna static.
Shit. And as soon as you're ready to talk, man,
I'm trying to switch.
Just press mute. Just
As y'all
unmute it,
speak.
I mean. Yeah, because it's kind of getting louder, man. Hey, you know, J-Dub, man, you know, that's a good explanation you had about my question as far as The Last of Us 2. You know, yeah, that's very possible what you said. As far as, you know, they're doing different things. They're working on another game. Yeah. Listen, I'm just excited about all the shit, to be honest, man. You know,
I'm gonna be real with you. Just looking at the game from E3, even if it didn't come out this year and it was like early next year, I don't even give a fuck because the game looks so phenomenal that I just want to play that shit. Yeah. I'm hyped for that shit. But if it did come out this holiday season, which is heavily rumored or whatever it comes out, just imagine that. Would that be The Last of Us 2 versus Gears of War 5? Are we about to learn who's the top dog now?
Oh,
because you know they always said Gears is second to Halo, and you know that's like another $1 billion franchise. But I don't know. That Last of Us is a pretty big hitter.
I'll tell you, the 17 to 18 million sold, and only 3 million of those actually sold on the PS3.
You know what's crazy about that too, Neff? I don't think Sony will probably do that. I don't even think they're afraid of release.
They're not.
No, Sony, they're not afraid.
Like, I think Microsoft will change the day of Gears if it has to be because they don't want to take that risk.
Well, this is the only way I say maybe not, because Microsoft at this point they have nothing to lose.
Oh yeah, if it's on PC,
listen, if Microsoft dropped Gears 5 and The Last of Us 2 the same day, those are not two conflicting games. Either you're gonna go for The Last of Us, or you're gonna go for Gears, or you're gonna pick up both. I don't think nobody's gonna walk in the store and say, "Oh, geez, this is a hard decision." Let's face it, guys. That Last of Us, I mean, it did 18 million. There's 18 million people out there that's waiting for the sequel. Guaranteed. This is why I posted on Twitter. I guarantee you, The Last of Us will sell 20 million within the first month. I know I'm reaching. I know that's almost impossible. No, listen, I'm on a winning streak, right? I'm on a winning streak.
So what?
My predictions have panned out for me for the last 2 years. I mean, so why not go for the gusto?
That shit might though.
It's not selling 20 million in 1 month.
Nah,
it's crazy.
That shit is entirely.
Let me ask you. Here's my logic.
20 is a lot. 20 is a lot.
No, listen. Here's my logic, right?
20 is my logic.
That pony dust.
No. Listen. Here's my logic. If 18 million people have bought this game, right?
Yeah.
Already, that game already has an install base of 18 million. There's going to be over 100 million people sitting around waiting for that game to drop. You have 30 days to spend $60, $65 and go get that game. I don't see anybody saying, you know what? I'm just going to wait for Christmas.
But has any game in the existence ever sold 20 million on one platform?
Call of Duty, probably, but
no, on one platform.
Listen,
on one platform.
The next highest selling is Uncharted 4, and that did
not in the month, though. Yeah, not in the month.
Listen. But I said it in the beginning, right? I know it's far fetched. I know it is.
Yeah.
But my theory is, if you got 18 million people sitting at home right now, just waiting to take off of work for this one game, why are they not going to buy that game day one?
Well, to be fair, The Last of Us was bundled with the PS4 in the beginning of the generation, though. That's some of the sales.
Wait. Nope. That is not true. That was it was remastered.
Yeah,
and so people had to buy that with your PS4.
There was a bundle. Yeah, there was a bundle.
Oh, there was The Last of Us bundle?
Yeah. That's why my friend got The Last of Us.
Well, so I stand corrected. But you don't think The Last of Us 2 is not going to have a listen?
Oh, I think it's going to have a fantastic month. If you guys think that Sony spent money
advertising God of War and Spider-Man on subways, trains, basketball games, and all. If you think they did that, The Last of Us is pretty much their highest selling franchise, right under.
I'm gonna be honest with you, though.
Right under
They don't
Gran
have to,
Turismo.
but they don't have to
They're
do as
gonna
much-
they're gonna
they
crank
don't-
out the money
yo,
for
they
this
don't-
game.
But I don't know about
This is
20
a
million.
PS5 seller, guys. I don't know if you know it or not.
Yeah, but I don't think Sony's gonna advertise Last of Us 2 as much they had to do for Spider-Man, because the game
Yeah, I
speaks
think
for itself.
Spider-Man's different, man.
I mean, let's be honest. The Last of Us doesn't really need, because social media is gonna go crazy with that shit. Like, people
Listen.
gonna advertise the fuck out that game themselves.
Yeah,
Like,
I get that, right? Remember with Spider-Man, we had Puddlegate. Spider-Man is the most recognizable.
Yeah,
ever.
there's a lot of jealousy
It
with
took
that game.
Puddlegate to give it even more advertisement, and the numbers speak for themselves, right? The Last of Us 2, there is nothing negative you could possibly say about that game. Even the most diehard Xbox guy is like, fuck, I gotta have that game.
Except for Masterling.
Even
Except for
as
Masterling.
he's like, I'll deal with the bad AI. I gotta have that game.
yeah, he'll buy the game. He'll buy the game.
You'll have the game day one.
Yeah,
You'll have the game
yeah.
probably before a lot of us, but generally speaking, like being realistic and not going with the 20 million, I'm predicting at least 5 to 6 million from The Last of Us first month easy. It might be even more, but at least 5 to 6 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now, I believe it eventually will sell 20
And it
million.
will, eventually sell 20 million.
But not in a month.
Get that, but exactly.
Nah, that's like, that's
Yeah. Well, again, like I did tell you guys up front, I wouldn't hide it. I said, look, I'm on a roll with my my prediction streak for the last 2 years. I've been spot on, so why not go for the gusto?
Yeah, exactly.
But is it a possibility that this may be not only the fastest selling game ever in history, but the highest selling game that's exclusive to one platform in history?
I think so, because God of War was one. Then Spider-Man broke that record.
Yep,
Of course,
yep.
I know about that.
Yeah.
And I absolutely believe that can happen with this. Man, The Last of Us too, bro. I really do.
I mean, this is the Naughty Dogs. I'm
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you though, yo. Last of Us multiplayer is actually pretty damn fun, bro. Like I think 2, if 2 can do what this one, it can be really big. Like, I'm not, people really be sleeping on that shit. Like, the multiplayer in this shit is fun as fuck.
But to add on to that, this is the thing about it, right? One thing I like, I'm not really necessarily a online game player. I do enjoy my story, my one and dones. I do enjoy those, but it's a great option to have that on there where I don't feel like you're gonna buy The Last of Us and skip the story and just go straight to the multiplayer. That is what I like, right? It's not one of those type of games versus like Call of Duty and Battlefield. People don't even touch the story; they go straight to the multiplayer. So this is why I like, just so happen we have a multiplayer mode for whenever you guys finish the game and you do want to extend that content, we have this for you. So it's not forced in your face; it's not shoved in your face. And then that's great. And it's not just, it doesn't feel like it's tacked on. It feels like they gave it some thought. So I do acknowledge and I do like that about the Uncharted and The Last of Us.
Oh, yeah.
How's the sound, guys?
That's it.
Much
That
better.
sounds better, man.
Perfect.
Woo! Way better. TRS, maybe you ever played The Last of Us? You got a chance to play that game before?
No, but I've heard of it. I've heard a lot of good news about that. I haven't played it yet.
Great game.
$20 right now.
Yeah, great game. Man. Great game.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to the sequel. All right, y'all. Anybody else got anything? Oh, Mr. Parker joined. Hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah, what's going on? That's my early guy
Damn,
game
this
of the
nigga
year.
took hours to join.
No,
Bro.
I did it like he said. For the just for the internet, whatever. It's web browser. So that's what I did. So I'm on the phone right now. So and the Last of Us 2.
Thoughts about the topic, bro?
Yeah, The Last of Us.
The Last of Us 2. No, it's not gonna do 20 million day one, but it will be game of the year in my opinion. Front runner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there any game that you guys know of thus far that could even possibly compete to come close to the numbers that The Last of Us 2 is going to do? I think the consensus is The Last of Us 2 is without a doubt going to be the game of the year. Is going to probably break records. But is there any other game that could possibly come close or give it enough money?
Only game I don't think it's coming out this year.
Notoriety, sales,
Maybe
everything.
mainline Pokemon game. Is that mainline Pokemon game coming out this year? I don't know. That's probably the only one.
Yeah, only the Pokemon game could potentially outsell, but even it won't. Because even Pokemon games sell like 4 million for each version, so around 8 million altogether. Where The Last of Us, we know that's going to be over 8 million, or like, it'll be over 10 million probably.
Yeah.
I don't think there's another exclusive that would sell like The Last of Us 2 will.
Well, what do we? Let's name. What do we have coming out? We have Gears.
Mm-hmm.
That's another big game that's coming out.
We know it's
we
on
got
track
The Last
now.
of Us. We have, obviously the Days Gone's, the
it's not gonna
Anthem. Potentially
The multiplayer Anthem. Oh, I don't know.
Kingdom Hearts 3. That's another big one coming out this month.
Yeah, that's gonna sell.
What else?
Yeah, that's gonna sell big, man.
We got Crackdown. Could potentially.
I doubt it.
No,
I doubt it, but I still have hopes on Anthem.
Hey, shout out to Jay Funds in the chat. He said Gears 5 because bots will buy 3 copies apiece. Hey,
I believe Gears 5 is gonna be dope though. I'm not saying it's gonna be Last of Us 2 dope, but I think it's gonna be dope.
Yeah. We had this argument yesterday. Me and Post Up had this argument, and I was telling him that while I thoroughly enjoyed my time with Halo in the Gears franchise, they're long in the tooth, and they haven't been reimagined to my liking personally. And only because I started playing those games when I was in college, right? Day one. So I still feel like, okay, it's time to move on. And I get it. Cult following, great series, but they have been on the decline. So they have been selling less than the previous games. And I was trying to get him to understand that. And he just refused to believe that. He was just saying it's just dormant. They're not declining. The game is just dormant. But I said, look, we're old heads, right? We gamed on the OG Xbox, Halo, and the 360 Gears. There's millions and millions of new gamers that know nothing about Halo. They know nothing about Gears, and these are the Fortnite guys. We're the dinosaurs.
You're right.
They don't care about. I mean, there are far superior shooters out there than Halo and the Gears, and I try to get them to understand that. I hate to say it, but there's maybe 5 or 6 million of us left. We're the aging dinosaurs. I don't see there's massive amounts of new blood coming flocking to those particular series.
Well, you know what? I do feel that. I'm sorry, somebody else about to talk. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I do feel that Microsoft knows that. That's why they're reimagining Halo.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we know the story, but Rob Ferguson said this gear is going to be a little different. So I guess we will see, because you look at like God of War, Ascension. So like shit. So they knew they had to do something, right?
Yes.
We got to reimagine Kratos as a character. See, we love the character, but we got to change the game. And obviously they did a fantastic job. So Halo, this is the first, this is the longest development time they ever had, like for a Halo game, right?
Yeah,
it'd be like 5 years. So hopefully, we'll see.
Well, I'm going to say this, and then I'll shut up. But like Jay Fun said, it just needs a solid story to bounce back. The gunplay is solid. I get it, right? I get it. Halo itself, especially multiplayer, it's solid. It's rocks. It's not. There's no solider of a game, if I can say that. In that,
did you say solider?
Solider. Yeah, I'm making up stuff. You guys get me, so stay with me. But here's the problem, right? In order for them to push that series forward and give the guys who want something new, but not alienate the old guys who are used to it, it's going to be impossible for them, because I'm looking for something totally new, and yet a lot of you guys who play it all the time, you're not willing to take that drastic change that they're going to have to change to do that, because it's going to seem like such a new game to you. And so how are they going to balance that? How are they going to bring I'm looking for a totally new game, like I've never played Halo before. I want that experience.
Okay.
I'll let you go here in a second, Parker, but just someone who's really in with the Halo franchise and the Halo community. I'll be honest with you, Kratos, that experience you're looking for, they've tried that a lot. I know you typically play the campaign, so you don't really notice it, but things like Halo 4's multiplayer and even Halo 5's to an extent, they're nothing like Halo 1 through 3 at all. Like, especially Halo 4, they essentially made that a Call of Duty with Halo clothing over it. That's all it really was. And that multiplayer?
the jetpacks and all the other stuff. I get that, right? Awesome. But when I played it, I still come to the concept that it's still the essence of the game is still Halo.
Yeah.
Not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying for me as a gamer who's been playing it for fucking almost 20 years, man. Like, okay. God of War, right?
Yeah.
God of War. If you play 1, 2, 3, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's if they were came with the PlayStation 4 with a Halo, I mean with a God of War 4, and it was the same hack and slash. That game when it did nothing like what it did, it would have tapered off just like what we were seeing with the Gears and in the Halo. And they totally redid this game like it was. I mean, it was totally different. But then they still found essence in the game to bring you back to those older days, to grab the fans who were fans of the original 3 games. And that's what I'm looking for. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, praying to God that Halo Infinite will do that.
Well, the thing about Halo Infinite is they're looking to evolve the campaign because they're literally hiring someone who has experience in RPGs and so on. They're looking to make the campaign more open world, more explorable. Maybe you can level up your Master Chief or whatever. They're looking to expand that out.
Look.
MF2K here?
Look. Can y'all hear me? Mic check.
Yeah.
Mic check. Look.
1, 2.
Griggity and Neethles. When I handed the keys over to y'all motherfuckers, I did not say to let this be the Pony Brigade. What the hell is J-Dubs doing in the hot day? What's going on, Jay? What's going on, man?
Man? Just sitting here chopping it up with you guys for a little bit.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. Hey, man. Hey, look, I wanted to come on real quick because everybody I know has been wondering, MM2K, why you been popping up here and there like the goddamn Jack in the Box. And I just want to let everybody know I'm on a short hiatus. Hopefully in a month or so, I'll be back. But everybody's holding it down, the family. I appreciate all of y'all listening to last show. It was fantastical, man. So anybody that can come through, I can appreciate it so we can talk about this gaming. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all already talk about this whole thing with the Xbox going crazy over the PlayStation numbers?
No, we
talked about the numbers. We didn't mention anything about the Xbox.
All right, look.
Hold on, we got like 10 minutes. Let's do this.
All right, let me do this, man. I just do a public service announcement. So I had to pry myself away from the crazy business I've been dealing with because I got to talk to my Xbox because I got people that that bleed green like your boy. Talking about that the whole goddamn Middle East and Qatar is the reason why PlayStation got its numbers, man. They looking spooky out here. They talking about Xbox. That PlayStation is being sold in Aldi's across the country, and that's the only reason why they got 91 million. Look, I got 2 things to say to y'all, and this is coming from an Xbox guy that really don't care for the PlayStation lineup except for God of War. But that's me. I'm not saying that to be smart or be mean or anything like that. If y'all so big onto what Phil tells y'all, and Phil tells y'all all the time, right, that numbers don't matter, then why do you care for one, right, what PlayStation is doing numbers-wise? Because Phil told you it don't matter. So if numbers matter, then you need to go to Phil and tell him to start releasing numbers, right? 2, if, you know what I'm saying, if you're truly happy, or if you're truly worked up about PlayStation dropping the fantastical numbers, right, that they're dropping, why are you mad at them for doing their job, satisfying their client base, instead of being mad that nobody wants to buy your box? Okay? Again, this is coming from an Xbox guy that really don't like the PlayStation lineup, but you got to call a spade a spade. So again, you got to ask yourself, Xbox brethren, have you really been doing your job? If you're really hurt by these numbers, because MM2K really didn't care, but if you're really hurt by these numbers, then you got to ask yourself, have you been providing smoke and mirrors along with filling them and not really focusing and being competitive? What's the deal? Why are we saying that Al-Qaeda is helping PlayStations being sold? I mean, this is ridiculous. So you guys got a lot of truth soul searching to do. And if you really think that there's a problem with the gap, I would agree with you, because the fact that Xbox isn't competitive, whether you personally prefer the system or not, doesn't matter. If the Xbox to you ain't being competitive in the numbers, then you got to change your strategy. They were just competitive last generation. What the hell happened? So stop providing smoke and mirrors. Stop giving Phil the easy way out. Just step the hell up. Tell them to get like a sorority and step their goddamn game up. Don't be coming with these conspiracy theories that there are sonic waves out here that drive people away from buying the Xbox and its mind is brainwashing people to buy PlayStations. No. Phil just got to do a better job. Xbox has to do a better job. You got to do a better job and being realistic about the numbers. And I'm going to shut up after I say this.
Hold on, Mark. I can't get away with it. You say you don't like the PlayStation lineup.
Man, shut the hell up. I don't kind of like the goddamn PlayStation.
You like on Xbox today. You don't like the PlayStation lineup because y'all got some dog shit on Xbox.
Hey, look, I'm not. Hey, Parker. You know what? You ain't lying. The Xbox lineup is garbage. But look at it this way. All right, if I don't like the Xbox lineup and I really don't care for the PlayStation lineup, then what's left for me? Features and online and stuff like that. So yeah, cat like MM2K, I ain't too enthralled with console issue. That's why I've been tipping my toe in the PC world. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
I heard they don't want you either.
Shut the hell up. Hey, yo, Parker, how's your PC coming along, man?
It's in the cloud.
It's in the cloud. Yeah. The power of 15 Titans. Yeah, right. Get the hell out of here. But you know what I'm saying? I just want to drop that with y'all. Like, as an Xbox guy, please stop with the Neo occult, the Neo Emerald occult stuff, man. Like, if you're really focused on the numbers, then tell Phil, you know what? We don't like the fact that you're not releasing numbers. Release the numbers. And when the numbers come out and they're dismal, you got to say, Phil, you know what? You got to do a better job at marketing. Or Phil, y'all got to change our strategy about not wanting to keep content off of other consoles. Like you work for the ESRB. You work for Microsoft, goddammit. If you don't want to keep content from other gamers, then make them want to buy your box. It's as simple as that.
So they want to reboot. That's what they want. They can't wait for next generation.
They want to reboot. But they still want to get money from us, right?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't the reboot? Wasn't that supposed to change the tides?
No,
the X was like we sorry for that dog shit Xbox One. Yeah, that's what the X was.
X was, look, y'all, we're trying to stack up our chips because we're going to get 2 billion people. Here goes something that you can play your multiplats the best on. There you go. That's what the X was. But we were out here selling the X, and I was a little guilty of it too because they were lying to us in some regards. I was out here selling the X thinking that it was their attempt. It was their attempt to try to go back at the market and be more competitive. It wasn't, because after the X came out, Phil goes on Dice and starts talking all kumbaya, like how he want to give the starving children in Qatar PlayStations and shit because they got the best games out. And then he started talking about how the Nintendo Switch is like one of the best. He started talking all this crazy shit there. It was evident they weren't trying to be competitive. Mm-hmm. So again, all you YouTubers, all you people on Twitter or whatever, don't get mad because Sony is doing what they're supposed to do. Ask Phil, ask your base, your box to do better. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, you know what? One quick thing. When it comes to being an Xbox guy, right? I fully understand that the PlayStation 4 is just better right now. I'm a Detroit Pistons fan, right? But I know for a fact my Detroit Pistons ain't shit.
Uh-oh.
And they are not better than the Houston Rockets, the Golden State Warriors. But look, I still love my Pistons, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I love my Xbox. I do. Yeah. But this generation, I'm going to be honest, man, the PlayStation was just better this generation. Xbox needs to refresh and reboot. We will see what happens next generation. That's all I'm saying, man. As Xbox guys saying these numbers ain't true, let's just stop it. Just stop it, man. Yeah. The shit, it is what it is, right?
It is what it is. All I can say is, look, man, I keep going back, on their success. I keep going back to the bigger number. It's not the 91 million. It's not any of that. It's about those 900 million games that they sold, 900 million pieces of software that they sold to go along with those 90 million games. That means every single person that walked into GameStop or Best Buy or Amazon to buy a system walked out with 10 to 11 games.
That's crazy. That's
so
crazy.
listen, whether it's Knack, whether it's Dream Daddy, whether it's whatever, this is what I say.
Hope not.
When you have, listen, I'm just saying, for those who are into that, there's something for you. Sony has found their niche. They don't mind risking some money in some games that won't hit $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, and for the gusto. They don't mind that, because what they're doing is they're selling people a system saying, look, we have something for you. You might not go and buy Spider-Man. You may not be into Uncharted or The Last of Us. But if you're into Dream Daddy or into Knack or to something like that, at least you bought our console. And at least, guess what? You may stay and buy a VR. Or you may stay and buy Nino Kuni or some other game that you didn't think about or they didn't have anywhere else. And this is why exclusives matter, right? Remember, the whole exclusive don't matter and single player games are kind of going the way of the dinosaur. They have doubled down on that, and you gotta give praise to the underdog, the people who were selling buildings, who were going bankrupt supposedly, who were just out of there and won't be able to compete with the world's richest company. They've did it and they've been successful with it, and just give them their props and move on. Don't cry about it. Don't make up these lies, because all you're doing is make your prospective community look like some tinfoil hats, and then you're giving ponies like us more ammunition to go on Twitter and make fun of it. That's all you do.
Y'all got a lot of ammo. Anything else, fellas, before we pretty much move on? Like, we're about to close this off, because we don't have a long podcast. Nito said he wanted to be 45 minutes, but I convinced him for another 15 minutes.
Look, man, we got to be careful these days, us Xbox, because, Sony's got all these numbers out. Ponies are supercharged. Kratos took a whip of that pony just before he got in here. The Last of Us 2 is going to sell 20 million in 1 month. All right, we got to get out of here.
Oh, damn, man. We don't do drugs on franchise.
I guarantee it. Like Blue Magic. It's Blue Magic, baby. hey, even if I have to,
we're in hiding.
Hey, even if I have to go out there and buy 10 million copies myself, goddamn it, I'm gonna make sure.
You in the whole Middle East, right? Look, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Look, I want all the smoke. That was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Yo, somebody actually on Twitter showed somebody with a cart full of PlayStations and said this was why 91 PlayStation.
That's y'all's man. That's y'all.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
That's the leader.
That's what you call excommunicated now.
Yeah, it's excommunicated. Hey, yo, like when what's his name? Goddamn. Shit. I can't. Never mind. But yeah, he's excommunicated. Yeah. Hell no. Yeah. That's that Neo Emerald occult. And I had to speak up because I want the public to know. It's kind of like what the homie Porter Rock did when somebody was challenging Matt Piscatella and MPD, and Porter Rock was like, "Hold on, champ, we ain't gonna do this. We ain't going down this road." I got to do the same thing, man. I got to say, look, this is not representative of the Xbox community. That's
Thank you, brother. Because we all ain't like that, man. I appreciate that.
I'm glad you spoke up and you excommunicated and said, "Look, God damn it. This guy does not represent the Xbox community and what we massively are talking about." Because a lot of times you can get some tinfoil hats out there that makes the whole community look bad. And this is why Porter Rock did what he did, and this is why other people do what they do. It's like, look, stop it. It doesn't matter. It's an L either way you slice it.
Mm-hmm.
Either way you slice it, it's an L, right?
And like I said, even if they were buying a whole bunch to inflate the numbers, still must be that hot that you willing to buy 3 cartfuls. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like, how come they ain't buying 3 cartfuls of the box? So like you said, either way you slice it, there's no conspiracy theory that you can add that makes sense to it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's just like what Matt said. Xbox, just stay off the internet for about a week. These ponies, they're too much right now. Just stay off the internet for a
Go
week.
see some missing family.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all. We had this one last topic. Did y'all want to talk about that or about the Division 2 going to Steam? I mean, not going to Steam. I'm sorry, not going to Steam.
Yeah, the Division 2, believe it or not, is not going to Steam. It'll be going exclusively to the Epic Store and, the whole Ubisoft shit. But, what do you guys think about that? Do you think Epic is making moves behind the scenes? Do you think devs are just going there because of the better cuts? What do you think that happened? Because the Division 2, that's a big multi-plat.
Yeah. I think it's both.
Listen, okay, so it's bold. It's very bold. Because the guys they obviously had to put up the money, right? They had to put up the money to bring that exclusivity to their particular platform, and them being up and coming, they had to make a bold move, and Steam better watch it, because before you know it, we know in this day and age, it only takes a couple of months for you to be the last place guy. You guys remember something called BlackBerry? That was number one, automatic to the last place within a fraction of a year. So Steam is going to have to come with it and get some exclusivity deals. But this may be good for the gamers, right? This may help us to get better deals. What if they deduct $10 off the price for buying on this particular store than another store?
They would totally do that.
Good for the consumer. Anytime you have people fighting for our dollars and for stuff like that, this is why I don't mind having. This is why we should like having exclusivity stuff. I know some people they're against it. Oh, I want to be able to play anywhere and everywhere, and you don't want this. You're removing this away from other people. It's like, no, I want people fighting for my money. That way, I get the better deal.
Right.
Because the PC ecosystem has been needing competition. Steam has had practically a monopoly all this time since Steam is old as fuck, and Valve has become complacent. They completely stopped making games, so maybe something like this would encourage them to make, original content or lock down games. They need to compete. They needed someone to smack them in the face. And even Discord is out here now. We all use that for chat, even podcasts, and the PC gamers, that's their version of a party chat. And now even they're offering games with a 90% cut.
90% cut. Damn, I didn't even know that.
Let me throw my 2 cents in there real quick. Steam needs competition. This is going to force Valve to start making games, to start adding more popular content to their platform. You know what I'm saying? So they can say, okay, even though they're going to have to drop their price too, because what it is the royalty fee that's too high to people. That's why they're going to Epic now. But they can say, okay, they're gonna have to drop their price a little bit, the royalty fee for the publishers, and then they're gonna say our platform is more popular because we got Valve games out there. That's fine and dandy, and competition is good. But again, I hate to be Debbie Downer, but Microsoft, if you're listening to our dog shit podcast, I'm telling you right now, you better pay attention because your strategy is being attacked on all fronts. Me and J Dubs talked about this last night. The console market, as far as the mind share, Sony got that on lock right now. If they're forwards compatibility, you can kiss that goodbye. Yep. Now, as far as the streaming is concerned, you got Google out here. I played 3 hours of Assassin's Creed Odyssey late last night. That shit was perfectico. You know what I'm saying? That was beautiful. Yeah. Amazon. Ain't nobody fucking with Amazon on the server side. They power the world. Facts. Where does that leave you? Now you got situations like, what was their game that just came out that was supposed to be exclusive to the Xbox?
Like Below or something?
Below, the other Ashen. Ashen. That was supposed to be exclusive, and now Epic went and swept that from up under you. Microsoft, you got to get an identity, you got to start showing some fight, and you got to do it now. Yeah. Follow the Jack Tritton methodology of coming back from having to sell lamps and shades and shit and fans to get back there at the top of the mountain. That's all I got to say.
And Microsoft really has only themselves to blame in all that regards, because the Windows Store's been up for how many years and it was still dog shit. I'm sorry. Epic came in and destroyed you in like a day.
Yeah, that was they had Windows for Live. They had obviously the Windows Store. They had all these different things, and they just can't get that particular piece together. And I don't understand why. They have Game Pass, right? They have the opportunity to be competitive, but I don't know. It's kind of like the Xbox, the dashboard. They keep changing it all the time, and it's like, just go back to the blades. That's kind of my default thing. Just stop trying with all this different stuff. Just go back to what people.
Hold on, I just noticed that TRS's image is on here 5 times, but he ain't said jack shit. What do you think about this, TRS?
Dude, I have nothing to join into the circle of the gurus, man. I just like to be entertained, and I like to listen to what you guys are saying. And when something comes in where I can say something perverted or otherworldly,
shit.
I will be
Damn.
the first to jump in.
God damn.
Man. Any
And I
more
support
thoughts
this
on this
message.
topic? Oh. Any more thoughts on this topic, y'all? Because
Yeah, my thoughts are Microsoft, you got a few mountains to climb.
Yeah.
Sony's your master. Steam and Epic are about to fight
hold
it
on,
out.
hold on.
You gotta get good.
Oh, it's too much damn Xbox bashing going on my channel. I asked y'all about the damn division and
All right,
now y'all talking about
Xbox.
Xboxes, about Microsoft. What the hell is going on?
Briggity gonna lose subs, man.
Hey, Dirt, you know what happened when Kratos stepped in the room, right?
Yeah, I know, man. It's like you contagious, man. You start to everybody, my man.
Hey, Yoshida start handing out them bucks, them contracts.
All right, so I'm about to get out of here, man. But one quick thing before we leave. I like to mess with people in certain kind of ways, and we're all gamers here, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you guys are knowledgeable about certain things, gaming related?
Sure, we all should be. Yeah,
We should be, right?
Yeah.
So I want to see who's going to step up. I got a couple trivia questions for some of you dudes.
Oh shit.
Like,
let's go. Let's go.
I want to see who be talking all this shit on these podcasts, but don't know their gaming knowledge. Now, of course, neither questions might be a little different from some of the older guys because neither number 17.
He's the new booty.
J Dub, I was expecting you, but I have a J Dub. I was expecting you, but I have a great question. See about your knowledge of video games.
Okay.
Team Bondi, formerly was Team Soho, made a PlayStation 2 exclusive. It was called a GTA clone. What was the name of this game? You have 5 seconds before somebody in the chat answer this shit. Go.
That was the one. It's like the kind of cartoon. It was like hold on. I got it. I'm trying to think of the name of it. You guys know what it is. This is with the purple versus the green gang bangers type.
Purple versus the green.
I'm trying to think of the name of the fucking game.
Your time was up decades ago.
I know. I can't think of the name of it. Hey, at least I explained the game. At least I explained it to you.
Did anybody want to answer that, man?
Hell no.
I'm good.
No, y'all know what it is. It's the with the purple versus the.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
I don't know what.
Y'all remember the getaway? Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay.
the getaway. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Maybe that's a place. Maybe that question was too hard.
I had that too. Damn.
TRS, I got a question for you.
Oh Lord.
Before Sonic the Hedgehog, right? The Sega Genesis had a pack-in game. Can you tell me what that game was?
The pack-in game?
Like the game that came with the system that everybody could play because it came with the system.
Oh shit. The snail.
Oh
Was
shit.
it snail?
Can anybody answer that, man?
Damn. It can't. It's
I'm thinking of the Master
man.
System. It was like a
On
little
the
kit or
Master
whatever.
No. I said the Sega
Snail
Genesis. I said the
Man, something
Sega
like that?
Genesis. The Sega Genesis, not the Master System. They
I
had
know.
Oh, the Genesis.
I ain't pay attention to history.
Or was it Space Harrier?
I know it wasn't Toe Jam and Her. It could be the Super Hang On.
Space Harrier?
No, it wasn't Toe Jam and Her.
Alex
Good night.
What was it?
Altered Beast. Y'all remember Altered Beast?
Right. You
Damn, I
right.
feel dumb.
Before
You're
Sonic,
right. You're right.
like before Sonic became a pack-in game, it was Altered Beast.
Yeah,
Shit,
you're right.
y'all letting me down right now.
Good. Keep
All
going.
right. I got a couple more questions.
You should have gave me the mascot question. I know who the mascot was before Sonic, but
Hey, that was one of my questions too. Like who was it?
Alex Kidd.
Yeah, damn it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about, the Master System game.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, before Sonic, their mascot was Alex Kidd, Sega mascot. Okay, I got a question for like the butter. I'm Manhattan, whatever. I'm sorry, brother. What you name me? What PS2 exclusive was supposed to be a new Resident Evil game, but it evolved into?
Wait. I'm thinking of Devil May Cry.
Damn, that's it, buddy. Hell yeah.
Supposed to be a sequel, yeah.
It was supposed to be another Resident Evil game, but it evolved into that.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I got one more. This might be a little bit too old for Nethos. I'm gonna ask him anyway. He might guess it.
Oh shit.
How many discs did the original Metal Gear Solid for the PS1 have?
Wasn't it like 4? 4 or 6? Like 4 or 6, right?
He ain't telling you. You gotta guess it.
No,
4.
4. That's a good guess, but what was it, J-Dub?
3.
Oh, it's 3. Damn it.
No, it wasn't.
What?
Oh, was it?
It was 2. It was only 2.
It was only 2. Oh shit.
Got it.
I still got the game too. I could have swore it was 3 discs.
No, it was 2.
Okay.
Now, like Final Fantasy 7 was 3.
Okay.
You know, there were some other games that was 3.
Yeah.
All right, last one, then we're gonna get the fuck out of here. Mortal Kombat, right?
Yes.
Which Scorpion was in all of them except for one. Which Mortal Kombat was that?
Oh, I think I know that one.
Oh, you know that one?
But the Shaolin monks?
No. Okay, let me change the question. Traditional one-on-one fighting Mortal Kombat fighting games. No spin-offs or nothing like that.
Oh, so never mind.
My bad.
Hey,
Anybody know the answer to that one?
I'm going to be honest. I've never played a Mortal Kombat game that didn't have Scorpion in it.
Can I give it a try?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it was 3. Was it 3?
You a bad dude. Remember
That's
some kids a bad
right.
dude.
Hey, TRS, you don't remember that? You had 3, and then Scorpion wasn't in there.
Did they replace him like with Smoke, Rain, or Ermac?
No, they added some characters, but it was such a backlash from the fans.
Exactly.
They did Ultimate Mortal Kombat and put Scorpion in there.
Okay, you're right.
All right, man, I'm sorry, man. That's it, bro. That's all I got.
Man, you exposed us hard there.
Good shit, man. Good shit. Love that.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We're about to get out of here, man. I just made up some questions just to fuck with these guys. I wasn't expecting all these guys on here, but it made it even better. Sorry, J Dubs, man. What's going on with you, brother? Before we get out of here.
Everything's going good, man. Again, thanks for the invite for all you guys. Always good chopping it up with you guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody watching. You guys know where to find me. Find me on Twitter, Kicking Up Dust. Keeping you guys laughing with my gifs and my memes. Just enjoying gaming, man. Having fun.
And hurting my fellow Xbox brothers' feelings and shit.
Yeah, Smooth blocked this.
Smooth block.
I thought that was a joke.
No, that was a joke. He did it for the video. And by the way, that video is like that's the video of the year for me. That shit was hilarious. I laughed from the beginning to the end.
All right. Hey, Butter, what's going on with you, man?
Exactly.
Hey, you got a channel, Butter? I don't know if you got a channel yet. Do you?
I do, but I just haven't posted anything, to be honest with you. Like, I'm trying to, I don't know what I want to do, but eventually, I got to come up with something to start posting shit up there. But as far as that, I've been good, though, I just be on Twitter just watching shit go down, J-Dub with his fuckery and shit, and Nethos just out there just, hurting people's feelings, and I be at work just laughing at some of these comments because people really just be crying on Twitter. I'm like, damn.
I'll be honest, Twitter isn't as fun right now because all the Xbox went in hiding. Kratos has been trying so damn hard.
Oh, man.
Hey, nobody will respond to me. No matter what I tweet, they kind of stay quiet.
We don't have no ammunition right now, man. We can't. We ain't got shit. I mean, we got the X, but it's who cares?
Like MM2K says, we went back to the Himalayas to train again.
Yeah. There you go. Got y'all in the Shaolin Mountains and shit, man.
And I told them, see, if Donnie D was still around, this drought wouldn't be going on for too long, man.
Yeah. Hey, look, they have faith in Phil, and there's no more Terry Myerson. There's nobody else to blame going forward.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right about that.
There's we can't protect Phil anymore. We can't protect him anymore, guys. We got to start calling it what it is. Yeah. Now, yes, I give Xbox shit, right? I do. But at the end of the day, I buy all these PlayStations and I buy all these all these Xboxes and these Xbox games. I want a reason to turn it on, and I want to play good games. And I'm not going to fake and make it seem like a mediocre game is greater than what it is to save face. I'm not going to do it. Whenever they start making great games and it's good, that's where I will be, and that's where I'll be. Obviously, I won't have much to argue and to tweet about. But until the end, I'm a.
Hey Jay, is it true? I heard a rumor that you used to be a 360 dude.
Hey man, to tell you the truth, I've been everything, dude.
Oh really?
I've been everything, dude.
Yeah, Jay's a cat burglar in real life.
Keep in mind, though. Keep in mind, I still have my Xbox 360. I still have the HD DVD player. I still have my original copies of Gears of War because that is the system that's the game that sold me on the 360. The first time I saw that commercial and I saw that big creature 10 story foot, I've never seen that in my life before, and I knew that is what sold me. And I've been looking to get that type of experience and that type of I gotta have this for this generation, and that just had never came yet.
I don't think it's gonna happen. Maybe
be careful,
next.
Kratos. Yoshida may be listening.
Hey, you never know, man. I mean,
all right, Mr. Parker, man, you got anything going on, brother?
Probably we're gonna do a podcast tonight, Nifus. Expand Your Mind.
Yeah, Expand Your Mind. We'll be going there right after this.
Nice.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we gotta hurry up. All right, hey, MM2K, brother, thank you for joining, man.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, man, like I said, I saw y'all having fun and giggling and shit last week. I felt a little homesick, so I said I'm gonna sneak up on here, but got caught up, taking care of some stuff. Like I said, your boy will be back in a month or so, and I'll just be on Twitter when I can.
I was Fallout
at work, starting some shit. And yeah, my Fallout 76.
You know what? Dog shit.
That Fallout 76 watch. You know what I mean?
Patrol forever.
And
They still got
Xbox.
this shit locked up in the vault, bro. Like,
Yeah, but he's still on the run from the Enclave.
Hey yo, and Jay, I like how Jay smooth. Like at first was defending it. Now he Dave Chappelle made he smacked the glass of water on the table, and ran away.
Hey, you know what I did? I had your back. I was hyping you up, and then I stepped back and I went inside. And I was blind.
You said blow out
on your legs.
All right, y'all. TRS, brother, what's up with you, man? Anything going on with you?
Man, I'm loving the Xbox. Let's go. I'm loving the Xbox.
My man, that sounds good.
I'm hiding in a corner all balled up, man, just listening to you guys, man. The Pony Fest, it's a nightmare. But yeah, I'm going to be starting the Troll Patrol on Fallout 76 year. And I'm enjoying the Xbox, man. I'm satisfied.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
it is what it is.
I'm waiting for the war to end and come out with my Xbox. Like,
hey, all right, y'all. Well, that's it, man. I appreciate everybody that joined. That was a lot of fun, and we out of here.
Peace.
Hey.